The last time on the Fort Pierce to Tampa, Florida boat trip, we made it into the marina in Venice, Florida. We showed you some of the beautiful sights on the Intercoastal Waterway. Okay, I wanted to take a minute and show you where we are in the trip at this point. We came down out of the Okeechobee and the Caloosahatchee River. Here we made our way down through the Caloosahatchee into Fort Myers, Cape Coral. Then we went around the tip there at St. James City. And then we make the final turn back to the north and start up through Charlotte Harbor. And then we come up into Placida, past Cape Hayes, and eventually we stayed the night last night in Venice.
Well, as you can see, we're getting a real early start. This day going, and we are approaching right now Venice Inlet. Beautiful, beautiful inlet right here. We're gonna stay on the Intercoastal and just keep heading up. Would go out, but need some fuel, so there ain't nothing open yet. So we'll stay inside. We're gonna have to get out here and get up near Bradenton. We'll have to go outside a little bit. So, beautiful morning. Final morning of the trip. Sir.
So once we made it through the bridge, fired the generator up, and I got down there and cooked us up some breakfast. We had breakfast while we was heading north.
Just had a dolphin jump 2 or 3 times real high out of water, 3 or 4 feet. I guess he's going to do it again, but coming into the city of Sarasota and Bradenton, once we get under this bridge up here, is just going to be the other side of that. Once we get into Bradenton, we make a turn back to the east, northeast, and we'll be going up Tampa Bay. That's where the Skyway Bridge is. That is our final stretch, final leg of the trip. But at that point, we're in familiar waters. Checking out this guy on the sailboat. His boat ain't much bigger than his dinghy.
So I was trying to show you how pretty the water was. We're coming into Anna Maria Island right here. And I put my sunglasses over there to try to show you, but I am telling you, this is some of the prettiest water in Florida. And of course, it just didn't do it justice.
We talk about it all the time. We live in paradise. We're at Bradenton Beach City Marina, and we got to make a beer run. There's nothing around here. Our last leg going in, because it's still going to be about 3 or 4 hours. So we're going to take a walk to the nearest Circle K, which is supposed to be about 3 blocks away. Nah, I've done that. See, that wasn't bad at all. You got to choose carefully where the marinas you stop at. Yeah. See all that action? Look at them. Dolphin hitting right here. Yep. Oh yeah. Not cool. Well, finally.
Finally got you on camera. Elusive things.
You know, we live around all those dolphins and see them all the time. But I tell you, every time you see one, you stop what you're doing and grab your camera, like little kids.
Well, we got back to the boat. I was walking in and got down, turned the key, nothing, dead. Long story short, somewhere the batteries have died. Have a spare battery, have one in here. Lucky we did. Got cranked it right up. So we've got some issue with batteries, but as long as it's running, it shouldn't have any problems.
We're untied.
We're untied, okay. That's absolutely amazing. We stepped back in the boat, turned the keys, and they're dead like that. The batteries were dead. Fortunately, I have a spare battery that's totally not connected to the system. Just for something like that happening. But I was a little freaky experience there for a second when you turn the key and nothing on either side. But then as soon as I sat and think about it, I'm like, that's got to be batteries. Total, nope, nothing. What makes you think is we've been riding for solid since, shoot, we were underway, well, I guess since the last fuel. So we've been riding solid for 7 hours. Now the way, of course, the engine works is the alternators is keeping it running. That's why the engines are running. And your batteries can be dead. Obviously something's drawing it down. But that's strange. Really strange. Here on the last leg of the trip, because literally when we turn this corner, we're going to be able to see the Skyway Bridge. That's pretty much our home port, Tampa, Florida. I would have sucked been right here and had something to stop us, but I was already thinking buy a battery, call Uber, go get a battery, come back, drop it in, go. But by having a spare battery, that saved us from having to stop. So yep, that's what that means. Whew. Marty Soda Eclipse glasses.
Yeah. Look here. Not through there.
Did it get?
It's behind a cloud.
We got this story that's been happening several times about the turtle in the hair. Here's another prime example. This guy just blew by us a second ago. He was sitting way back there at that bridge and he was getting it and he blew by us. And then he had to pull up. He's got to stop to get under that bridge. They don't even know they're even started opening it, so I'm sure we're going to pass him. Yeah, get back out on the other side.
And then he's going to come wailing past us.
Yeah, well past us again. Of course, then he might have us. It might be over with. We might not catch him again, but here comes a crazy man. He just made it through the bridge. I tell you, this channel's pretty tight out here. Look at this. These are like 1 footer. Boy, if he was to run that boat, and he's getting it, watch him when he comes by. If he would run that boat out here on these 1-foot sandbars, that would be a deal. Wow. I'm gonna video him just in case he does something crazy. Yeah, this guy, a little tight area right here. He's probably gonna try to pass me. If he don't crash us, it'll be bad if he does. Giving him plenty of berth. Again. Hammer down, boy. Hammer down. It's hard to believe that boat that big and run like that. Wow. Kid you not, I'd be scared to death to run a boat like that fast. If he was to ground that boat, I don't know what. I guess when you got that much kind of money, you probably don't care. Like you said, probably if you got that kind of money, you run aground, you call for a helicopter, tell you people take care of it. Oh, look at the waves. It's great. See, that's what happens when you're kayaking along there and all of a sudden this wave comes out of nowhere. It's because you know how what the law is a motion in motion, or force in motion will remain in motion until acted upon by another force. So them waves will come from a long ways away. Yep. You'll be like, where did that come from? He could have been a mile away.
It's happened to me.
Yeah. Or I've had them a few times myself in Tampa Bay. Usually you can look and see the boat is way past you, you know, and you realize what happened, but. Alright, we're looking at where we can do here. Yeah, I guess we got to go out here at last marker and then turn. Yep. Then we're in deep water. Right on to the Skyway. This is pretty close to the full eclipse, what we're supposed to be seeing. Not exactly there yet, but pretty close. Feels cooler. Doesn't feel as hot. So we're coming up on the Skyway Bridge. That's the new Skyway Bridge. That is the old Skyway Bridge. The reason there's an old and a new is, I think in the 70s, and I'll look up the date and put it up here, but a big ship was coming in and of all things ran into the bridge, and there was vehicles on the bridge. Vehicles went into the water. When they crashed it, knocked it down, and that's why you notice all these outcroppings that they have now. It's pretty, it would be pretty hard now for them to run into it. But they left the old bridge as the fishing pier, and a lot of people utilize that. It's a Monday and there's a lot of people out there on the weekends. It's really neat if you come down to Tampa, St. Pete. You can drive all the way out on the pier. Probably can't see it, but there's cars. You can drive out and have your gear right there where you can spend a night out there. Many a fish are caught out there, and it's a beautiful sight. You don't really realize how tall that is until you get up there. But that actually connects like Sarasota, Bradenton area over to the St. Petersburg area. Definitely a landmark in this area. This is Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's big. Really big. Port Manatee, St. Petersburg. Can't even see Tampa, city of Tampa's all the way up the bay. You can see it when we get to where we're going, but the bay's too long. Well, we are back at Shell Point area, coming into what's called Little Harbor, which is right around the corner from where the new dock is in Shell Point Marina, where I left basically a year ago, within a day or two, 11 months ago. Our return trip was been within a day or two of right now, and we went to Fort Pierce. So we left, what, 5 days ago from Fort Pierce, left on a Thursday, today's Monday. We're returning. We've been getting all these updates on our phones, on Facebook, about our return trip, so it's been kind of nostalgic. Remembering that trip. This trip has been much more eventful, for sure. Had a lot more adversity, which we have overcome, every one of them. And at the time of this video, we've had hitting the rock, one engine shutting down because the coil went bad, two batteries died at the same time, some other day, I forget what it is, but we've overcome them all in 5 days and we made it back. But wow, this trip started basically here about 11 months ago, but it was a great trip. Appreciate Marty going with me, bringing it back. Yeah, one of the good things is, and it's good to be back in familiar waters where we know the markers, we know where to come in and not, and because when you're out on a trip like we've been on, especially after you hit a rock, you're so stay within the markers because you don't know the area. So then you see boats shooting out across there and you can't go because you don't know the area. You get back in your own area, you know your markers, you know your depths. So it's really nice to be back. But Good Times, as Marty said, has definitely lived up to her name again. Unbelievable that we've come, we think about 170 miles or something with damaged props.
And right now I smell the food being prepared at Sunset Grill.
Yeah.
The restaurant right in front of us.
Yep. We are almost home.